Hey everyone, it's Emily here, back again for another video. So for today's video, I decided to talk about how I study the Bible, to give you guys some tips, some inspiration, some ideas, and things that you can incorporate into your life. But before we get into the video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications. All right, let's just get right into this. So the first thing that I would say is to make sure you find a quiet place. Somewhere where you can be alone and just have a quiet space so that you can focus, concentrate, and really just be free from distractions, because I know it's so easy to get distracted, whether it be from noise, people hustling and bustling, or a notification popping up on your phone, whatever it may be. So just try to find a place free from distractions, quiet, where you can focus. Yeah, and it'll just help you to think more clearly, to really be intentional about just putting your full focus on what you're reading. Next thing I would say is it's so important to start out with prayer. You want the Lord and His Spirit to be inspiring you as you read, not any other spirit. So it's so important to ask for God's guidance and direction in studying His Word as to what the text is speaking about and saying. For me personally, I'm trying to study through the Bible. I've started in the Old Testament and I'm going book by book. So what I do is I usually read around a chapter, sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends. So I usually just choose a chapter. I go chapter by chapter each day. I really like to do that so that I can just understand context. It's a great way to just figure out what you can do each day instead of just being like, what should I read? What should I do? It eliminates that like confusion and a possibility for you to just not study because you don't know what to read, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to start. So that's what I would recommend. What I also like to do is that once I've read the chapter, I like to find a verse or two that really just stood out to me, that really grabbed my attention as I was reading it. And I like to focus on that and get the meaning and just dive in deeper to that specific text. Also, such a big thing that changes the game for me and helps me to just have a deeper and more meaningful experience is to have a notebook with me, a journal. Like a regular notebook, doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just like to have a notebook and I write things down. So these are the things that I write. Sometimes it depends on the day, but once I've read the chapter, I write down what the chapter talked about in my own words, just summarizing. I write down everything it said that I remember. Also, another thing I like to do is I read the chapter, but I also go back and look for qualities of God that I see in whatever book that I'm reading. And then I write those things down. Also, like I said earlier, I find a verse that stands out to me. I usually write that verse out and try to apply it to my life in whatever way. In the Bible, there are so many things, so many principles that we can apply to our own life. So I try to find an application of how this can apply to me today, right now, and something that I can carry throughout my day. And then at the end, I like to close out in prayer. One of the things that I include in prayer is what I have received and learned and taken away from what I read that specific day. So whatever I learned that day, I try to include it in my prayer and make it personal to me. All right, everyone, so that is the general overview of how I read my Bible. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you learned something new that you can maybe apply in your own studying. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.